They just remade How to Train Your Dragon into live action. I had no intention of watching it, but for some reason I did. And surprisingly, it's actually not bad. After the Lilo and Stitch live action disaster left me and hardcore fans questioning reality, I thought it was over. But oh boy, was I wrong. Yeah, I know, it's a shot-for-shot remake, kind of like what they did with The Lion King, but here's the twist, this one is actually good. Let's start with the obvious. This remake was unnecessary. While the original came out in 2010 and the last movie came out in 2019, it does feel a little too soon. Normally I would put a spoiler warning here, but because it's a shot-for-shot remake, it's kinda unnecessary. Let's start with the cast. Hiccup is played by Mason Thames, who you might recognize from The Black Phone, and honestly he nailed the role. It's not easy to follow up Jay's original work. His sarcastic performance is hard to recreate, but Mason brings his own version of Hiccup to life, which is close to the original. The awkwardness is still here, but it feels more grounded and natural in the live action. Gerald Butler returns as Stoic, and let's be real, he was born to play this role. He also voiced him in the original animated trilogy, and now he's fully playing him in the live action. You can actually see that he tried his best. And now I will say something controversial. Astrid. Astrid is played by Nico Parker. She was good but not great. I felt like her character was definitely a little flat, but I don't think it was the actress's fault. The script was definitely holding her back. Astrid is supposed to be fierce, competitive and emotionally layered, but here she comes off a little bit monotone. Her relationship with Hiccup doesn't have the same spark. It kinda just happens at the end. The build-up is missing. In the animated movie she fell for him little by little. In this one she goes from suspicious to directly in love with him. Sure, we get more screen time, but we don't really get more time to develop the actual relationship, which makes the payoff weaker. Their relationship needed more build-up. The chemistry just wasn't there. Now let's talk about the reason why this movie and franchise exists. Toothless. The live-action version Toothless is actually awesome. They managed to keep everything that made him lovable in the first place. The big eyes, the cat-dog-dragon energy and the goofy little head tilt. They have brought him into live action without making him creepy or looking weird, which honestly was a big fear of mine. I mean, they could have easily Sonic'd him. Toothless design and the CGI are great across the board, but I think there was a little bit too much of motion blur in the flying scene. What I personally liked were some of the dragon changes. I really liked the new portrayal of the monstrous nightmare dragon. It's so much cooler in this version. In the original it was intense but kind of cartoonish. Here it's more dangerous and beast-like. It definitely lives up to the name. Also they amped up the flames. In this version the flames felt more like this thing will melt your bones. But the biggest glow up goes to the Red Death, the giant boss dragon at the end. I forgot how massive it was in the original, but wow, in the live action version it's terrifying. They made it way bigger and more armored. It really felt like an end of the world kind of threat. In the live action version it's closer to the alphas from the second movie. Also the final battle is definitely longer and more chaotic than the animated one. But not every dragon was great. It's a small personal nitpick, but I have to say, the Gronkle wasn't that good. You know the round rock looking one? In the original it had rugged and stony texture. In the live action version he looks too soft and fleshy. He looks like a flying meatball. The design reminds me of the desert rain frog. Most of the costumes were actually good, but some of the props and costumes looked very cheap. Like for example, Gobber the blacksmith's hammer hand. In the animation it was fun and silly. It worked because he was so small. But because the live action version is bigger, it kind of looks like a rejected cosplay prop. It looks very impractical. It's not a deal breaker, but moments like this remind you that this story was designed animation first. Now some people might just say this live action remake doesn't add anything new. And yeah, that's mostly true. But also it doesn't need to. It doesn't try to fix what isn't broken. Which is honestly better than what most remakes we had at this point. It's not a must-see for a hardcore fan who knows every line from the original. But if you're looking for a good movie to watch with your kids, this is it. So in the end, this remake wasn't really necessary, but it was surprisingly good. Is it better than the original? Not really, but at the very least, it's not worse. I would give it a 8 out of 10. I had a good time watching it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.